All right, it is Thursday, January 25. It is about 11:25 in the morning on the West Coast right now. I'm finished for today. I had a pretty good day, but just one unfortunate situation. So despite the fact that I was 3 wins, all three of my trades worked. Started with my PA account, got a win, switched to my evaluation account that's closest to passing, which is this number 32, and got a win there, playing on 4 contracts. So this account here got a win there. And then on this account was my third trade. And when I took the trade, I had a little bit less than $500 in drawdown. And unfortunately, once I entered the trade, the pullback was enough to take me out of the trade and blow up the account because I didn't have enough drawdown before the trade went on to work, and not only work, but work for like a 14-point runner as well. So that was just unfortunate and a bit of a bummer, but I'm not going to let it ruin my day. I just look at it like a 3-0 day, like my stats say over here, and because if I had enough drawdown, it would have won, and it would have won bigger than most of my trades. So just the way that goes, I when I was turning that account on, I was thinking, should I trade an additional account with it at the same time, just in case it does blow up? I still have the win for another account. And when the trade was setting up and I was switching accounts, the setup happened so fast that by the time I decided that I was going to trade that account, I didn't have time to like really decide what I was going to do. So I just left it on the one account. And it's funny because I missed the trade on 2 other accounts or 2 other charts where it would have worked right away at the same time. But this chart, it didn't trigger until a little bit later. It was a little bit of a bigger chart, I guess. I'm not sure. And by the time it triggered, it had the pullback. Like I said, I'll show this trade live, or the live recording, in a little bit here. So yep, lost $29.40 on that evaluation account. The PA account, we're now 17 wins in a row on this account, and it's like I'm making this harder on myself to get to the payout because 17 wins. If I was trading more contracts, I could have already been out of payout by now. But I'm just trying to play it safe and steady in case I do end up with a loss somewhere along the way. I can recover it and not do horrible damage to my account or, take away weeks of work in one trade. So, it's hard to like keep winning so many in a row on this account and to still be, what are we now? I think we're 8 trades away, 9 trades away from a payout qualifying. So it is what it is. I'm just steadily marching and going in the right direction here. 17 wins in a row. Something's working right. And hopefully I can just close that out in the coming couple weeks, and 1 trade a day on that account. And in the meantime, getting pretty close to passing this evaluation as well, and just going slow and steady. So I got the 1 trade on it, and if I had left this account on when I took my 3rd trade, this account would have passed, and the other account would have blown up. So sometimes it's just circumstances and the way things go. But let's take a look at my chart and my trades, and we'll continue. The 80% discount going on. You can use this code or any other. Also, 1-day pass is still going on until I believe end of market close on Monday. And all right, let's take a look at my trades for the day. So I started today right at my usual time, about 7 o'clock, somewhere in here, and we had already made a strong push up, and got another push up while I was on, made a new high, and then I was kind of wondering, are we going to get, a second leg down from here? Was kind of what I was thinking. Now, I got to be careful because these are the kinds of trades that I end up losing on a lot. Now, the other thing I'll say is when I started trading today, I had 4 charts open that all had no losses for my scalp target. And throughout the day, eventually two of those charts ended up with 1 or 2 losses each, and the other 2 charts never had a loss even up until right now. If I just took every single entry, I don't know, I could have been 10-0 or something today, maybe more. But I'm still just taking trades according to the rules. And so, some days you can just decide, okay, I'm going to take every entry because this chart is running hot, but you might end up with a loser that way. Now, my first trade on my PA, I had the measured move, but this reminds me of the trade I lost on yesterday because we had the first leg down, then we tried to make an attempt here, and we tried to make it a second attempt here. So I'm actually taking a trade on the third attempt, and that's what I think I have to be careful of. It's made 1 attempt, 2 attempts. I don't think I should take a trade on the third attempt, but luckily I squeezed out just enough for the win here before it started to go the other direction. And the bias was definitely up in the overnight and overall, so I didn't love this trade. I think I got a little bit lucky on it that my scalp was just good enough, and again on a chart that hadn't taken any losses. So whereas today it worked out for me, yesterday it didn't. And I think I just got to be really careful when it's resistance and resistance twice and then taking a trade right into that. So let's take a look at that recording of that trade and see what it looks like. All right, so here we go here. And so you can see it's already made that leg down, and then it's tried to make a new low twice already, and this signal bar is setting up. And I think I just get a little bit blinded by the fact that the chart hasn't lost yet, and the fact that I'm still looking for that measured move potentially, and I take these trades. But I'm going to try to not take these trades because you can see it starts going against me immediately. And actually, while I was in this trade, around this time, I was thinking like, oh yeah, this is exactly what the trade looked like yesterday that I lost on. Exact same circumstances. And I really thought I was going to lose this trade right here. You can see it's really going against me. And so I was already just counting on the fact that this was going to be my first loss on my PA account. And luckily, the trade or the chart was just running good for my scalp size, and it decided to give it to me before it eventually moves higher. So now, trading 2 contracts also on the PA. So, a loss isn't as devastating as like the losses I'm seeing on my evaluations because I'm trading double the amount of contracts on the evaluations. Yeah, look how far against me this thing goes. I mean, I was already counting on the loss right here. Within a couple ticks. And unfortunately, this thing shoots back down to get me out of the trade. All right, and so there we go. And double check my accounts, and we're not moving on the P&L anymore, so I know I'm safe. And so that's trade 1. And as I turn back on the live chart right now, you can see gave me my scalp, and then immediately the next candle just went the other direction, made 2 legs up again. So I really got to watch out for this setup. This is not a good setup for me, and I think I'm just fortunate that the chart was running hot today, like I said. Let's move on to trade number 2 here. All right, so here we are. And as you can see, my first trade was kind of in this area around 8 o'clock, and I didn't get another trade until a bit after 9:20 or so. And this one again, the chart was running hot, hadn't had any losses, and really I was looking at it like we had this support here. So the fact that it closed above it kind of inside of what this looked like, kind of a bottom of a range like play. So on this trade, I did have my runner on. I traded 3 contracts plus 1 on the Eval 32. And I actually think I got a little slippage on the runner stop out. Let's see. Runner entry 84.50 and the stop loss 84.50. Yeah, so I got a tick of slippage on the exit on the runner account. So $139.08 on this trade. And I didn't love the trade. It feels counter trend at that point. It seems like we made really 3 legs up from the morning, 1 leg up, 2 legs up, and a 3rd leg up. And so it's very likely that this could be going the other way, which is ultimately what it ends up doing. As you can see, it's just going down from there. So I think this one was a bit of trust the chart, and I liked that support at the time, and so I took the trade. So let's take a look at my live recording of this trade. All right, so here we go. Now you can see I actually had a measured move down that I was still expecting, but I was also seeing where my price line is right here and seeing the support, and it broke through once earlier, but it bounced back real strong and then was support again. So I was just playing it like, okay, the chart's hot and we're right at support, and so if I get a strong bullish candle, it'll be right above that support area and should be good enough for my scalp. And fortunately it was. You see, I was hesitating, and I'm going to drop the order in at the last moment here. Just waiting to see if it looked like it was going to pop back up, because if it started to pop back up, I thought there would be enough momentum to get me out of the trade. And so there I dropped the order. And here we go. And, took off the measured move just out of just not wanting to jinx myself, I guess. And it worked pretty fast. And unfortunately, it takes out my runner on this one. This is the account that if I got even just a little bit of a runner, probably could have passed it on this trade. It wouldn't take much. But that's trade number 2. And I'm happy my PA and this evaluation both are the accounts that I currently care most about, since this one's the closest to passing, and then obviously my PA account being the most important for me to be able to get to a payout anytime soon. So now we're going to move on to the 3rd trade. Let me bring this up. All right, here we go. So you can see this is now not too much longer after my previous trade that went long. Now on this one, I still had in mind the measured move that I had drawn on that previous trade, or before that previous trade down. So I was still thinking that the target was going to be the previous day's close. And, the indicator I have shows like this little bit of a range. And so this looked like a bit of a breakout back in and off the EMA. And I really like this trade. Let me turn on the... see if I could turn on the markers here. Okay, so the way I do this on this particular chart, this chart was traded using the copier, and I had it on the sim account as the leader, and I was copying to my evaluation number 26. So this is the sim account, and as you can see, this trade worked. But what happened was on the evaluation account while I was in the trade, I entered 1 tick below this bar here, and this pulled back at first before it went on to go and work for the scalp. So when this pulled back right up here, maybe I can make this bigger. Yeah, so like I said, I entered 1 tick below this bar, and when this pulled back here, I only had 500, less than 500 in drawdown, and trading 4 contracts. So that was enough to blow my account somewhere towards the top of this wick. and then it went on to work. And so I was still in the trade on the sim account, but my evaluation account already had blown up by the time it worked. And then you can see this is where I would have gotten out of the trade for a win, would have got a 14-point runner, entry 78, and stop loss on the runner 63.75. So 14 1/4 point runner. Unfortunately, I didn't get to enjoy the profit of that on the account, but let's show that trade. It counts as a win regardless. And unfortunately, I lost the $29.40 cost of the 80% evaluation, but it is what it is. Let's take a look at the trade. All right, so here we go. Now, I didn't realize that I didn't have this chart looking at the, I didn't have it on the correct account. So when I actually enter this trade, one tick below this, you see my orders are already up if you're looking at my orders tab, and now my positions, I'm in the trade on my sim account as well as my evaluation here. And you can see the P&L moving in that bottom left corner, as well as in the rhythmic trader. And right there, you see I get taken out of the trade, which is kind of weird because it was already above that. I'm not really sure. It kind of seems a little bit suspect why I actually got taken out when it says the threshold value is 23,500 and 49 cents, and I got taken out 23,560. So anyway, now I realize, like, wait a second, what's going on? Oh, now I see I got busted out of the evaluation, but the trade was still ongoing on the sim account. So now it just the sim account just got the scalp. So I just moved the chart so I could change the account. You can see I'm moving the target of the sim. Now, I already know I lost this trade, so it doesn't really matter what happens here, but I wanted to know how much of a runner I just missed out on. So I'm moving the runner target all the way down to give it a chance to work. And, just for my own sake to know, okay, this is the runner you would have got. So I'm going to let this play out. Just unfortunate. I can't get upset about something like this. I knew going into the trade that it didn't have a lot of drawdown, and so I was hoping it would just work right away. And this is one of those situations where I was watching a couple other charts, and the same setup happened on multiple charts, and I wasn't fast enough to get everything ready. Because I had just taken the trade prior to this, just minutes before. So I was still switching the account, deciding what account I wanted to trade. And I was still thinking about whether I wanted to trade two accounts or not on the copier. And so I missed the first two triggers on the other charts. And then I which worked right away. My account would have got the scalp before the pullback. So that's another thing that's unfortunate here. And I think once I got the scalp, I probably would have... Well, either way, I'm not sure what would have happened with the pullback actually at that point. Not sure how that works, but anyway, it is what it is. Happy that I was 3-0 today. I felt like I took mostly good trades. The chart, the edge of having these charts that I know haven't taken losses from my scalp profit target. The edge worked today, and so even on a trade or two that might not be the best trades, and ironically the two that weren't the best trades were the ones that worked for my accounts, and probably the best trade I took here is this one, which ended up blowing my account on a winning trade. So I think when I have charts that just don't have losses, it's like I gotta take the best looking setups and lean into it a bit, and mostly they're gonna work. Like today, and sometimes I'm going to get unlucky and they're not going to work, like days like yesterday where I had virtually the same setup and I lost instead of won that one on it, and it was the first loss on that chart yesterday was it yesterday? I forget what day it was, but maybe it was a couple days ago. I forget. All right, so there you see it. That was the runner. So it was a winning trade. It just wasn't a winning trade for the account I traded it on. So there you go. There you have it. 3-0 for the day, with one blown up account. Let's bring this back up. So one blow up and 3-0 day. One win on 3 accounts, one blow up. What else can I say? This is the journey I'm on. This is kind of like some of the frustrating things that happen as a trader on prop firms. You have a winning trade and you blow up the account still. These sorts of things are going to happen. I think what I'm really starting to feel good about is how I'm managing my emotions when I take a loss, and it's not really affecting me so much anymore the way it used to. And I think before, I was using the copier, I was trading multiple accounts on each trade, and you take one loss and it feels devastating on multiple accounts, and especially when you do it on a PA account and you have take a loss and it's on 2 accounts instead of 1, or whatever the case may be. So trading the way I'm trading now, where I'm thinking about these losses, technically speaking, if this were a live money account, I lost $475 here. But thinking about that really doesn't help the cause when you're trading a prop account. Really, all I lost was $29.40 of my own money that I paid for this evaluation to trade it for 1 month. So I lost $29.40, and it's a bummer, but the $29.40 in the long run won't matter as long as I can get this PA account to pay me out even just one time. Literally a one-time payment payout of this account. I'll withdraw the max $2,000, and that will cover all of my Apex expenses from the time I started trading on Apex. From the very beginning, I started the very last week of March. I think it was like midweek. So it was the very end of March, and it's primarily the beginning of April, let's say, all the way to now. I've spent less than $2,000. I think right now with these evaluations, I'm bouncing back and forth here a little bit what I'm talking about, but this evaluation and this evaluation are about to renew this weekend, as well as this evaluation is going to renew this weekend, I believe. So maybe both of these even, I'm not sure, I'll have to check. But so even with these renewals that are coming up this weekend, one $2,000 payment is still going to pay for all of that, plus everything I've spent already before this, including all my PA fees. And I believe even if I do pass this one before I get the payout, that $2,000 should even cover that PA fee as well. So I'll be really close to break even at that point with a $2,000 paid back. But that's for my own mental health of trading. That's what I'm looking to do, is to just be break even at this point for Apex, or maybe I'll be a little bit ahead, but by the time some more fees come, I'll be break even. So basically what I'm saying is, with the $2,000 payout, that is really, this is why trading this account to me is the way I'm trading it. Really slow, steady, one trade a day, don't risk profit, and just take the best first trade I see, get that win in the book, and move on. And it's because it'll pay me back for all this experience I've been gaining, all this trading experience that trading on Apex has afforded me without losing hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars on these losses trading on mini contracts. I'm only losing, really the $32 at a time when I lose an evaluation. Sometimes, when they were running the 90% off, I was losing, 15 or $16 at a time. So that's kind of the key for me. And it's really thinking this way and thinking about it like this. I lost $29 is making me not get upset when I lose or when I blow up an account, or, take a loss, it just is putting me in a better place. I'm focusing on what's important, which is I got the win on the two most important accounts to me, the PA and the evaluation. I'm really close to passing. And the loss doesn't really mean so much because this $29 isn't going to mean anything if I can get the $2,000 payout. And then once I have that, it's a clean slate again. So, I got a lot more juice that I don't have as much at risk again if I could get this payout. And then if I can get another payout before I build up another $2,000 in expenses, then that's when I think things will start rolling. So that's what my mind is focused on, is just getting to that point where I can reimburse myself with the first payout and then hopefully start building up. And also this strategy is still new for me. I'm still in my first month trading this strategy. A lot has to do with strategy I've traded previously. So, it has a lot to do with pullbacks and second entries and whatnot. But I'm just not using all the drawings and the rules and everything the way Mac teaches it. I'm trading on NQ now and not ES. And, but then trading this way where I'm looking at multiple charts with different tick sizes and seeing which charts are being consistently good for my profit targets on the scalps and leaning into those charts and trading those charts. It's a new thing for me. So I'm still trying to balance, do I just take every trade because it hasn't lost yet on this chart, or do I still apply rules? And that's the back and forth today, because today, still right now at almost noon on the West Coast, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 of my charts have not taken a loss today. I literally could have had a 10-0 day today, just taking every single one. But the times I've tried to do that, I have taken losses. So it's a balance. Anyway, I think I've said it all for today. And again, 80% discount running through next Monday. And like and subscribe if following me on my journey is of any interest to you. Thank you. Have a good one. Be back tomorrow.